Are we live?
We
I
are. Hi,
think we
everybody.
are.
Yes, we did it.
Yay!
Hello, everyone. We think we're live. This is number 2. We're a little bit behind schedule, but that's okay. We made it, and that's what matters. Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Dreamweavers podcast. I am your host, Ronnie, with the amazing, incredible co host, Deanna.
Hello,
And
everybody.
our
Hi,
guest
Dad.
today is the incomparable Sharon.
You're so sweet. Thank you, everybody.
Hello, beautiful. It's so good to have you back again, Sharon. Thank you so much for being here. How's everyone doing today, ladies?
Cold.
Yeah, I am. I'm down in my art room, and I've got lots of heaters around me, so I hope I'll be fine.
I think that's the general
Yeah.
consensus. Everybody is cold again or still.
Actually, though, we had a heat wave today. It got up to like 25. Woo!
Woo!
I know. It was nice.
Oh, wow, that's good. How much snow do you have so far?
Well, a lot. Probably, I don't know what's left out there because it's all been trampled around, but they brought bulldozers in to my complex today to take all of the piles of
The
snow
snow
from all
removal.
of the plowing and just put it in the yards to get it
Yeah,
out of the way because it was on all the street corners. So yeah, it's pretty significant.
yeah. Well, maybe we'll see springtime in May or June.
I'm thinking something like that. I mean, technically, we just had St. Bridget's Day in Imbolc, so it's
Yeah.
kind of spring. We're in the middle time. But yeah, I'm not feeling it yet. So yeah, the summer.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me, that would have been my phone. My apologies. Somebody forgot to turn their ringer off.
That's fine.
So,
Probably
guys,
too.
if anybody's watching this out there, I don't know. But if anybody is, we did kind of forget to advertise this time around. So we
Because
don't.
we're so committed to what we do, we just forgot about it.
Sometimes as committed as you are, life happens. The brain does. I mean, this is our human side kicking in. That's what I always say. This is just our human side. We are humans, and we do
Yes,
forget
we
things
are.
sometimes, or personal life kind of happens, and things, and there it goes out the mind. So whatever the case is, we'll see. But Sharon, we're just going to have another amazing conversation with you, and this is also being recorded at the same time, so that way everybody can really get to know you. So
Oh,
we're
thank you.
excited. So last time when we chatted, you told us all about all the things you do. Something that we didn't get around to asking that I'm excited to ask for or ask about today is, how did you get here?
By from Scotland by plane. Okay.
Well, when did you choose to come out of the quote unquote spiritual closet? What were some of the things that led you into creating this entire life that you currently live that is full of spirituality, embracing all your gifts and all of that?
Well, I'm glad you asked that actually, because I was talking to somebody about that today, and
Oh, look at that.
it has been with me my whole life. And it, it sort of comes out of the closet um, at a time in your life when you're ready for it. So whereas I would look at things that happened in my past and say, well, let me tell you this. So my first memory is hovering above my mom, who had a little girl sitting, leaning against her knees, and was talking to somebody with another child. And I remember looking down and going, that's who I am now. So
Wow.
that's my very first memory. And then of course, any memories after that started around the usual time 3 or 4. And just things that happened through my life. You want me to go on?
Sure, tell as much as you feel comfortable sharing.
Okay, so one time we were driving up to my aunt's house for New Year's Eve. In Scotland, it's called Hogmanay, and it's a big thing. It's probably bigger than Christmas, I think. So we were driving, and we're in the back. I'm in the back with all my siblings. I have 2 sisters and a brother, um, and I'm watching the star. So bright, and I was thinking, um, maybe it was the time where Peter Pan came out, a long time ago. And I remember watching the star, and whatever way we went on the motorway, the star disappeared. And I just started to get so anxious that I couldn't see that star. And then to cut a long story short, my dad's car broke down. It was New Year's Eve. We were standing out, you know, waiting for someone to give us a ride or for the police to come. And it was frozen. I just remember how cold my feet were. And some kind people were pulling over to help us. And they were down just on the road. And we all started walking down. And my dad had my elder sister Allison by the hand, and she was taking a step into the car. And this car came off the parkway, reared into the car. My dad yanked my sister out. There were major amounts of bad things happened, and it was just by the grace of God that my sister and my dad were okay. Um, but I related that to watching that star, and then it disappeared. We probably turned, but as I was, and then my body went into like this panic, and that happened. I mean, there's been lots of really good things that have happened too, but that those are probably my 2 youngest memories. And just like I'm a very profound dreamer. So just like I'm trying to think of one thing that I can say. Um, but how I know there's going to be a death is I dream of a birth. And how I know where that death is going to be related to me is how the person that dies in the dream is related to me. And it works the opposite way. If somebody's going to have a baby, then wait, I said that wrong. So if somebody's going to die, it comes to me as a birth. And if somebody's going to have a baby, it comes to me as a death. So it's a death from the other side, and they're coming over to this side.
Wow.
Did you follow that? I'm sorry.
I did, yes, thank you. Hello, Eliana. I think she's here. So we were texting. So I think she's here. Hi, beautiful, if you are. Hopefully.
Hello.
Yeah, so that's really cool. So I guess just through time, do you know why that happens a little more reversed?
No. It's just the way that my body reads. And it took me a while. It took me a while to understand what I was seeing and what I was, before 9/11, I was walking on eggshells. I kept thinking something was going to happen, but I didn't know what. But then as I got older and I had my family, I wanted to, zone in. And when I would meditate and ask, um, what am I supposed to do with this? I want to be able to help people. So um, I've always, taken strays off the side of the road and thought that I could heal a bird that died or something. So I've always used my hands for healing, especially because I work with the equine horses.
Mhm.
And so that developed into learning Reiki and becoming a master teacher. And
So is that kind of where you began, is with Reiki?
no, people would ask me questions and I'd be able to give them an answer right away. But they were getting a little freaked out because I was using my intuition. And I had taught myself that that very first answer has to be the answer, whether you want it to be or not. You just have to say it in a nice way. Um, so then I started using tarot cards, and it made people feel easier. But it also allowed me to give them a better reading. Um, and then so I went through cards, and one of my favorite decks were the Archangel cards.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
I was away somewhere. My husband calls me and he says, "I've got something really bad to tell you." And I thought, "Oh my God, somebody's, you know." So I said, "What's wrong?" He says, "I'll show you when you get home." So when I got home, he took me into the bedroom, and he had like all these little pieces of paper in his hand. And my dog, I guess, was upset that I'd left him. And he went for the one thing that had my scent the most on. And he totally ripped up my
Oh.
angel cards. But now,
I'm cringing just thinking about it. I knew that's where you were going. I was like, oh,
oh, I know. But you know what?
it
I should have
happens.
left him. He didn't understand. So
No,
that's another thing.
no.
But now, today, I use the Angela Arian Thoth deck. It was the deck. Let me see.
Who's the Duck Show? I don't know who you are. Hello, friend, and thank you so much for being here. Hi.
Hello.
Do you guys have your comments on, Deanna? And Sharon, do you guys have your comments on? Remember, Deanna, we talked about this last time with Tammy. Have you figured that out yet, friend?
Oh yeah, I got my comments on. I just can't
Okay.
see the screen when it's on. I can only see the comments. And also my dog is like snort coughing, so sorry. It'll I don't know what's going on with her, but she's been snort coughing today. So there's our sound effect for
Okay. Well, that's okay. That's okay. Thank you so much. We love you. And may I have your first, or I don't know, do you want to share your name? Let me ask. That was a lot of assumption. But if you want, feel free to put your name in so that way I can address you at the Duck Show, because I think your name is really cute, the Duck Show. Please tell me you go by Ducky.
Oh,
Because I was just being
and
cute.
pretty
You
and
go by Ducky.
pink. Pretty and pink.
Yes. See, thank you. That's why I'm like, please tell me you go by Ducky, because that would just
Always for
be awesome.
Ducky.
Charlotte. Okay. Hi, Charlotte. Hello.
Nice to
Sorry,
meet
Thank you
you.
so much for being here.
I'm
Thank you.
frightened to touch anything in case I make it all disappear. So
Understandable. I've done that before.
Yes, actually,
It,
Deanna did do that last time. She hit
yeah.
something, and so it was just us. Oh, look at that! Charlotte does go by Ducky. Yes,
is she English?
that just makes my heart way too happy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I love you so much right now, Charlotte. Thank you so much for that, because yeah, oh my, that's amazing. Good for you. I got to hear the story of how they came up, or how they're, I don't know, maybe they like ducks or something. I don't know. That'd be a great story to learn, though. Anyway, I'm sorry, Sharon. Here we go. So, and I also didn't know that you worked with equine or you worked with horses.
Oh yeah, all my life.
Tell more about that, please. All your life. Just horses?
Yes.
Okay.
Um, no donkeys because they are a different animal. And
Mm-hmm.
so, yeah, I did actually watch somebody's donkey for them. And I thought, well, I take care of horses, I have my own horses and, I can do this. And no, they are so different.
I feel like donkeys are the cat to the dog.
They are, yes, exactly.
Like people think, oh, I like the dogs, and I like cats. And then you get a cat and it's like totally different than a dog. And sometimes, I don't know.
They have their own personality. It's like dealing with a 2-year-old, and, it's a 600-pound 2-year-old. It's not just, so yeah, I did that. And, if we can go back to the tarot cards. So, the Thoth deck is, it was developed, it was painted by Lady Frida Harris. And if you want to see them, they're shown in France, and they're huge. These big, huge paintings. And as an artist, I was drawn to them because of their art. And they were first painted for Aleister Crowley's deck. But
Mm.
I don't really, everybody has the Wade deck, but I don't use it because I didn't agree with his interpretation of the cards. You
Mhm.
know, and as we all know, there has been reports of other silly stuff that he's done.
Mm.
So,
Just
but
didn't resonate with you.
yeah, Angelise Arian, she developed her own um, Thoth deck with these cards painted by Lady Frida Harris. Um, and like I say, the art in them, if I could just pick one up and show you. I keep picking that one up for some reason. This is one of them.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the Knight of Cups. So, yeah, they're just all very beautiful. And so that's the deck that I have been using. And a few years ago, I met, I would call him my mentor. Um, I, and her name is Marion. And I'm not sure if she wants her second name on there. So
That's fair.
I'll just leave it at that. But she worked with me with the Thoth deck, and I've been using them ever since. Because once you get used to it, I mean, Deanna, what deck do you use?
I use kind of a generic Rider Waite, but it's a little bit different. And it is the deck I learned on. So it's got all the little words all around about what it means and all this. But I don't use the words anymore.
Right.
I just use the cards, but I can't get a good vibe with any other deck yet. And boy, do I have a lot of them. I mean, my kids have bought me decks. I've bought decks, and I'm still like, these are nice and they're pretty and they're useful as supplements. But for my main deck, it's that one. And the cards are, getting beat up, I'll tell you.
And it's like
Mm-hmm.
finding a therapist. You
Yes.
have to find a set of cards that jives with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So keep trying.
Mm.
Yep. Yep. I mean, the deck that I use, the way that I got used to my decks or had my decks and I get into the same vibe was not just sleeping with it under my pillow, because I did that, but I take it with me everywhere. So my cards, going somewhere, I'll throw them in my bag. If I'm not carrying a bag, I'll throw them in my car, just because they want to go along everywhere I go. So
Right.
I'm really used to having their energy in my aura and my energy in their aura. And so the connection is huge. But I have yet to find another deck that I feel as resonating with as the one that I started with.
Maybe it's going to be my deck that I'm designing.
It might be, because I'm very excited
I'm
about the deck
waiting
that
on,
you're designing.
and I'm waiting on yours as well, Sharon. I'm waiting for it.
Mm-hmm.
It'll eventually get there, but
Yeah, take your time.
Yeah.
so yeah, but I like, and like we spoke about last week, or
Yeah.
it was last week, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
When
A
we
week ago
said,
today.
people want their tarot cards read. Um, and Deanna, you said, to find love or find money or find this or that.
Yeah.
It's more of it's gonna help you find your way in the challenges of your life right now.
Exactly. That's what I tell people. It gives you insight into things that you're facing right now with suggestions of how to move forward.
And as we said last week,
Right.
it's
We
all
can't.
about listening. And
Mhm.
if all you want to hear is when I turn the cards over, oh, you're going to meet Mr. Right on Thursday, it's not going to happen. But if
Right.
you listen to the words that are said, when you have a minute after the reading to sit down and go over it, I let people record their readings or write
Yep.
down little notes. And yeah, it might be there. It just might not be hitting you in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
That's a
there's
great
a
way to.
level. There has to be a level of subtlety there, because there has to be an energy, an understanding with the energy between the querent and spirit, that you need to take this, you need to let it sink in, and you just need to listen to it and allow it to work its magic.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Miss Sharon, that's what this live is all about today. So either Eliana or Ducky, because I'm going to call you Ducky now. Do either of you want to volunteer to allow Sharon to read your cards?
And it can be a question, because
I was going to
obviously
ask.
when I do card readings, it takes over an hour. So we don't have a lot of time tonight. So it would just be maybe one situation or one question or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, if you guys are ready or you have a question or something, please, please, please feel free to ask. That's what this is all about this evening. So yes, thank you. So how far along are you on your tarot deck right now, Sharon?
Well,
There we go.
We got a yes, please.
okay.
All right, Eliana.
Sharon, do you want the person to
I was gonna say, how do you
the
want them?
question,
Mhm.
or is it strictly intuitive?
No, they can ask.
Okay, Eliana, write your question if you can.
She's just having a blink. She's still there, so give her a second. Her
Oh
screen's
yeah,
not
no problem.
there, but I can see that she's on the other part, so
Mhm.
she'll figure it out. Welcome to technical difficulties being live. Could you tell me
Yeah.
anything for 2026? All right, as soon as she comes back. This is what happens when we're learning. Number 2, Deanna.
Oh my God, we lost Sharon. I was looking at the comments. Well, she'll come back.
She will. She will.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it's when you flip around and then you hit the wrong button, because I've knocked myself out of this. I've knocked myself out of other ones.
That's
Um,
she said I'm
Oh,
not
I'll
taking
say
anything.
I was on our friend of the show, Tammy, who does the Beyond Numerology. I was on her podcast the other day, and that'll be posted up on Tammy's website on YouTube within the next couple weeks. So a little bit of self-promotion for me, a little bit of promotion for Sandy. Sharon, I see your name.
Yeah, she's still there. I think there's like she's got all the snow too. So I'm wondering if it's just an internet connection thing. So
I don't
yeah,
know, but we'll keep going.
yeah. Well,
Hopefully she'll make it back. If not, I'll go grab my cards.
see, she's trying to make it back. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
I think it's just the connection. That's okay.
So yeah, so I encourage everybody to listen to Tammy's Beyond Numerology, not just because I was on it, because one of your favorite podcast co-hosts, but also because she has so many very interesting things that she talks about with people, and she has some really interesting series coming up. I'm not gonna blow it out of the water or anything. I'm not gonna ruin the surprise. But she's got some good things coming up. It's really worth it to give it a listen. So that was what I did that earlier this week. And yeah, it was kind of fun, when we've got the astrological signs and changing. We've got what was it? What just came out of Pisces? I knew this yesterday. I
Oh, there
can't
she
remember
is.
now.
And we're back.
Back.
And she's back. There she is. Hi,
Yeah.
beautiful.
I had to call my technical advisor from upstairs. Dad.
So Eliana asked, I don't know if you heard us talking earlier. I'm gonna move my cursor. I don't know if you heard us speaking earlier, but Eliana asked if there's anything you could tell her for 2026. And then she also gave her full birth date and time of birth.
Let me write it down.
Sure.
It is.
Her birthday is May 20th, 1986. And her time of birth is 11:20 in the morning. I love how detailed she is. Thanks. Makes it easy.
This is a tarot reading, not an astrology reading. So, Aliana, so you're Taurus, because I think you come under the. Is she a Taurus?
When's her birthday?
May 20th.
May 20th.
Barely. She's falling out of Taurus and she's going into
Gemini.
Gemini. I forget. I'm not an astrologer, but it's a cusp. It's a cusp birthday.
Okay. So just caught me off guard. So let me just.
That's right. Well, yeah, because you just came back because we had issues. So I understand.
I'm just going to turn some cards over for you, and I'll be able to tell you then. And if you get any response as I'm turning the cards over and talking, feel free to cut in and tell me.
She is a Taurus. There it is. She is a Taurus.
Okay.
And then she says maybe cusp.
Definitely cusp. So what I'm doing is I'm turning over 10 cards. So is anybody in your circle feeling under the weather or going to have a checkup at the doctor or anything? Is she answering?
I think there's a little bit of a delay because of the streaming aspect.
Okay.
Because I know it took her a moment to come back with the Taurus part. So I think there might be just a little bit of lag time.
So in between the lag time, I will tell you that there's the major arcana and the minor arcana. The major arcana is big life changes and big life events. Do you agree with me, Diana?
Yeah, all in the interpretation, but yeah, I see that it's like I see the major arcana as, if you look at it in terms of a book, they're like the chapter titles, and then the other cards of the minor tell the story in the chapter.
Yes. So the minor arcana represent
She's
everyday, everyday living and stuff, whereas the major arcana, like you said, are the big chapters of your life. Okay, did she answer?
she did. She said not to her knowledge.
Okay.
And Ducky wants a reading
I
too.
was gonna say, and I think Ducky wants a reading also.
Okay. So if she is feeling good, then that's great. Um it might be a male. Um but this question was about the whole year.
Hmm.
Um so it- one of the cards is for knowledge, that she's going to become aware of this. Um and she's going to grow from this knowledge. uh I still have to say, she's not a nurse or anything, is she? Oh, we're going to have to wait for that to come back.
No, I can tell you she's not.
Are you guys frozen? Am I frozen?
I
I'm
can hear
frozen,
you.
am I?
No, you're not to me. So that
Nope,
means
not
I might be
frozen.
frozen.
Okay. You guys were frozen.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So no,
Oh, Ducky, I'm sorry to see you go, but watch for us next time. Watch for us
Ducky,
next time.
the first Monday of every month live. The first Monday of every month. Come find us again next Monday. Or
And
the March
Next
Monday.
month.
my information is there, Ducky. If you want to, contact me, feel free.
So yeah, Eliana is a social worker. That's why I said I know
Okay.
she's not a nurse. She's a social worker.
Okay. So she if she's still listening,
Mhm.
Yep.
so it's someday, and they do have so somebody that she is working with, and I think it has a lot to do with maybe them not feeling great, maybe depression. um
So she's saying she works with middle school students at a public school.
well, there you go. um so yeah, so, and is she worried about somebody maybe trying to leave the planet on their own? It's very hard to put
Mm.
this into words.
Eliana, is there somebody who's thinking about off-planeting themselves? That's what I call it. I call it off-planeting. Okay. So yeah, she agreed earlier that she thinks there's a lag time too.
Okay.
Deanna, you want to answer that one?
Hi,
I
Craig.
I know.
Doing live tarot card readings. Welcome.
Welcome. So
Yeah,
are you
there's a
turning cards
delay.
over as well, Diana?
What?
Diana, are you turning cards over as well?
No, but I can if you want me to.
Yeah.
She
Why do-
said yes, I do
All
work
right.
with suicidal students as well.
Okay. So this is to do with one of those students.
Oh.
I'm not leaving, but I'll be right back.
Okay. So you are dealing with it as best as you can, but I want to tell you that
Thank you, Craig.
the student that you're worried about, she might need a little extra help. Maybe maybe talk to her doctor and see if you guys are on the same page, I don't think they'll be able to talk to you with privacy rights. But you can always talk to her doctor and tell him what you think, and that might help the situation. But that is the one situation that is coming up in these 10 cards. Hold on a minute. Okay, so the student, she might also be abusing some kind of substance. And I think I would like you to call me tomorrow if you get a chance, and I can go into further. It's a little touchy to go into right now.
She says, thank you for your feedback. I care about all my students. She says she worries a lot for some of them. And that's fine, Sharon. I can definitely put her in touch with you. No problem. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Can I add, going off in a different direction? I pulled the Lovers reversed, which is telling me that as much as you're caring for other people, stop losing yourself in the middle of it. And it's time to remember to take good care of yourself, because if you're not taking care of yourself, your clients are going to suffer. And I've also got you with the 7 of Wands. So it's reflecting to you that you have been having kind of a rough go of things, but understand that new things are always coming. So try to keep yourself in a stable place. I know it's hard. Actually, my daughter is a therapist, and I get it, because she talks to me about some of the things that go on. But you know how on the airplane, I say this all the time, you have to put the air on yourself first before you can help the person next to you. So make sure. And then the last card that I got for you is Justice. You're right. It isn't fair. Okay. It feels like it's not fair. It feels like things are maybe working like two currents coming together and just creating a wall. Work within that, because everything balances out in the end. So that's what I have for you.
It's so interesting, because right there before you mentioned self-care, Deanna, which I was pointing to my nose because it's spot on. She said, but I also need to balance self-care, which is hard.
Really? I don't have the comments on, because if I have the comments on, I can't see the screen. So I turned them off before I went and got my cards. Well,
She's getting so much better at it.
Yeah, this is just, I mean, it's validation for you. You know, there are some crappy things going on that you're going to talk to Sharon about tomorrow. But I'm coming from, you know, what does Spirit need you to know about this? And the main thing is you got to keep yourself in balance. Okay. They need you. The little ones need you. The young ones need you. And you're actually, this is a stop, but it's not the only stop. You might think that you're closer to the end of your career than the beginning, but you're really not, because there's something coming out of this. Something is going to grow out of this. I see it like a tree. I'm reminded of the title of the book, A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, which is kind of saying how something beautiful can grow even in the midst of concrete and the things that aren't beautiful. You're nurturing the trees and to grow the forest. So keep that in mind, that when these opportunities that are coming for you come up, make the decision that's right for you. No decision is ever wrong, but remind yourself that you don't have to be at the end of it right now. You can still be cultivating and growing that forest. So yeah, that just came. So leave that for you.
Sharon, do you have anything else for her?
No, I think Deanna covered a lot of it. Yeah.
Okay. And okay.
Perfect. And I'll talk to her when she calls me.
So thank you so much for being so open and so willing to do that, Eliana. Thank you.
And yes, it is heavy work. I see that comment. I just put them back.
It is heavy work. She does.
So Craig wants to know about work.
So there we go. Here you go, Sharon. Craig is asking, he's feeling a little, or that was an assumption, my apologies. They are feeling a little stumped at work. and they're thinking about a career move and wondering what kind of do you see in that realm for them.
Okay.
Let's look into that.
I don't need cards to tell you the message I just got for you, Craig. It's saying that if you, with said from a place of love from spirit, if you keep trying to run away from everything, you're not going to get to the root of the problem. So whether you want to leave your job or not is totally up to you. I will not tell you what to do because it's not my decision to make. But understand that if you're leaving things unresolved, then you're not getting anywhere. You're just making lateral moves. And if I pull a card for you, I get the Two of Pentacles, which is talking about balancing personal abundance, which means there's a concern. I mean, you've got to look at, are you paying your bills? Are you able to have the things that you need, the things you desire that you can see, feel, hear, smell, taste, and hold? That's your abundance. So you are working on a balance, but I think what it means is that the choice is up to you, whether you leave or not. Just make sure that you're not running from something. Make sure that you're moving towards something better without just plain old running blind. So that's my message for you. And Sharon, I jumped in right before you had a chance, so I'm going to let you take your turn now.
That's perfectly fine. Any advice is good advice, right? Yes, I do see you leaving your work. You're going to start fresh. You're not. And can I ask? Because I always ask questions. Is the thought of a future job going to be combining yourself with other people? Will it be a group challenge? Are you going to join with maybe 2 other people to start this new project?
Okay. So first off, he said to what Deanna said, he said that makes sense. So let's see what he has to say to your question, Sharon. I don't like this lag time, guys.
No, it's very hard.
Yeah, and it kind of throws it off. He says, I mean, it will definitely affect my partner. But I'm not
if you're changing jobs, you got to make sure your partner's aware.
Yeah, but the job that you would probably move into, would it be just a role for one person, or would it be a group connection? Maybe going in with another 2 people to start a new venture.
Well, he said something about finding roommates. So maybe, is that what you're seeing?
Yeah, well, if he's finding roommates, he has to be careful that they're not using drugs, and make sure that they can pay the bills before he starts off.
Okay.
Those 2 things are up here.
Okay, there you go. So what he just said, I keep saying he, Greg, please correct me if I'm wrong. If I switch careers, I will definitely take a major pay cut. I'd love to start my own business with partners.
There you go.
That's what you're talking about, Sharon.
That's the balancing of the Two of Pentacles.
That's what the universe is telling him.
Start his own business?
Yeah, but he's spinning his wheels right now.
Oh, okay. So him. Thank you, Greg. Thank you so much for that. Because you can't assume anymore today. Okay, so what I'm hearing, I'll be the mediator here. So what I'm hearing you say, Sharon, is didn't mean mediator. I meant the in-between, the go-between person is what I meant. Sorry. Okay. I digress. Anyway, so what I'm hearing is it would be in his best interest to go ahead and start, or the cards say, feel free to go ahead and start that business with your partners.
Yeah. So when I lay out 10 cards, the first 10 cards are the earth speaking. The second 5 cards is from the universe. So I can like ban the first 5 cards because of my humanity, because of my human self. But the second 5 cards, they're straight from the universe. So if he does leave his job and he thinks he has to get roommates to help pay for this transition, then he has to be exceptionally careful on who he allows into his life. And so the art card came up. I don't know if that's one of your cards. So that's like mixing to forms of medicine. It's overindulgence. It's, so be very careful. And good luck.
Tell me more about being careful. I don't think I understand what okay, so you said the double card.
What I mean is get references. Get references from people they know. Get references from their banks that they have money in their banks to pay you. Okay.
Are you talking about from the partners, or if he does
If
go
he
the
gets
roommate route?
roommates.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Clarification. Okay. Well, new people, and we can. All you gotta do is let go of the negativity. Just let that go and keep all the goodness. We have a saying. I don't know if you've ever seen our podcast before, Craig, but we have a saying. Take what you want, leave the rest. Take what resonates, just leave the rest. That's all it is. And you don't have to, constantly deal with those negative energies if you don't want to, friend. And it sounds like, I'm going to say this from a different perspective. It actually sounds like you're kind of at a pivotal point where you could kind of go one way or the other way. It's kind of what it seems. So I would not make this choice lightly. I would actually take a moment and take a beat and think.
Well, like I said, he's spinning his wheels.
Okay, yes, you did say that.
He's spinning his wheels. He might be thinking too much into it because it's a huge move. Moving from one job to
starting your own business, that's scary.
Starting your own business or starting a new career.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge move. But, they always say the best time to find another job is when you have one.
Exactly.
And thank you, Craig.
Yes, thank you. So he just said this came across his feed and clearly for a good reason. So I'm so glad that you took that and it works for you, Greg. Thank you so much. I know that we have a couple of other viewers out there I can see. Is there anybody else who would like to ask Sharon or Deanna a question while we're right here? Because we still have some time. And we would love to answer any questions. And you don't have to give your name. You can be as anonymous as you like to be. She can feel, I know, I'm going to speak for you ladies, because I know I can. We can all feel into the energy. We don't have to know your name.
No, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah, you can just be a fabulous friend. We love friends around here. I call her.
Or, Bob, Sally, whatever name you want to use is fine.
Just be a friend. Anyway, wow. Okay.
Do we have more people listening?
Yes, we actually have the 2 that we know of,
so,
and 3 extra. So we have
somebody whoever is walking away from something that you really, really love. Does that ring with anyone? Because I'll tell you, the 8 of Cups just fell out with another card behind it. I don't know if anyone can see that. It's the 8 of Cups. He's walking away from all of his blessings, but it's a mixed message. And if you're out there and I'm talking to you.
Yeah, and Cups is an emotional card.
Yes. Yes.
Emotions.
Yep. We also got the Hanged Man. Okay. This doesn't mean you're dying. Whoever's out there that's hearing this, that it makes sense for, it means that there's a time for reflection and you've been working on that and going on that. And you are aware of the love and the compassion and the nurturing that's in your life. but you're also maybe having to step away from it either by circumstance or by choice. And either way, your decisions are valid and your decisions. Like I said to Craig, I will not tell someone what to do. But if you do feel that you need to leave or you are leaving, you need to remember that those cups which hold all of that nurturing and love, they are always there. So yeah, you're stepping away, but they're always going to be there when you turn around and look. Last card that just fell out is strength. And what this means is that if it is a time for you of hardship or a time for you that maybe this is a difficult thing to do, it is never easy to leave, no matter what the circumstances are. And even if you want to, I mean, even when we go on vacation, we think about those that we leave home that we miss, right? You have the inner strength that is going to guide you through whatever is going on in this situation. And you need to remember that. And you need to call on that sometimes. And yeah, it is hard to keep yourself in a state of strength all the time because we're human. And sometimes you do break down and sometimes you have those emotions, and stop beating yourself up for it because that's normal. Because sometimes there is strength in facing the emotions. So remember that as you move forward. You know, a lot of times I'll see the card with them walking away from the cups in young people who are going away to college, or people who are stepping away from relationships or commitments, or even jobs. So Craig, I don't know if you're still on, but you can see that when you're leaving a job too, because you're leaving what you know and love into something else. But that doesn't mean it's wrong. It's not wrong. It's just where your life is leading you. And I say, if you know you got a path to follow, you may as well explore it. Now, that said, don't leave your job or your relationship or your family because I'm giving this reading. It's all up to you. And every single choice you make is always going to be the right choice, provided you're not hurting anyone else in the process. So I don't know who that message is for, whether it's someone in our audience right now or somebody that's going to listen to us later when we show this up on YouTube. But whoever you are, you have the strength to do what has to be done. So I'll leave that.
It's funny when, as I am developing my own set of tarot cards, the Hangman is one of my favorite because
Yeah.
it talks about you've come this far in your life, but you've been following the same grid lines all the time. So the tarot
Mhm.
card, the Hangman talks about taking a step back, taking some time, looking at those patterns that you have set down through life, and perhaps maybe now's the time to change for those patterns if you want a different outcome.
Mm-hmm.
I had lots of fun doing that card.
And you know, I like it because the hangman talks about taking a pause, but it's also a card of movement because it's the breath before you move,
Yes.
right? You take a breath and then you go. And it's the hangman is that breath right before everything starts. So it's not a bad card at all. It's
No.
got a lot of depth.
E-
Hanged man has a lot of depth in it because of what it represents.
And even the death card that comes up. You know,
Oh
people are
yeah,
so scared about that one. And
I know.
it does, it goes along with the Fool card. You know, we look at these cards as the beginning of our life, that we have no fear, no prejudice, nothing, and we're just happy go lucky, and we go out in life, and then all these things happen to us. Well, the Death card is a continuation of the Fool card, because if you look at it, the Death card is telling us that here, we're giving you a bridge to continue on in your life. You may have to change things up a lot, but this is not the end. It's the beginning. And in the Death card that I designed, um, we do have Death sitting on a scorpion, and Death is cutting ties with the past. But as you go to the, I wish I could show you. If you down his arm, on his left arm, which is going over to all these new beginnings, I have the skin growing back on his hand. because it is not. Yes, of course, it can mean somebody's passing over, but it's more for change. It's more for leaving old things and moving on to new, fun beginnings. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so you can't always look at, like Deanna says, she doesn't read what's on the cards because that's only one person's interpretation of the cards. And I don't either. I had to say that to you. I don't either. Because to be an intuitive, the universe is sending down through your head what that card's supposed to mean. For instance, if I pick up, oh, that's not a very good card. So if I pick up this card, which is the Sun card,
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Wonder where mine is.
right? So for for an intuitive, when you turn this card over, the very first thing that hits you in the head is what you need to read.
Yep.
Is what that card's supposed to mean to you. Now, um, what the universe does, if I can explain this properly, is it will go into my memory. It will find something that represents what they want to say, and that's how I'm told what to say. Does that make sense, Deanna?
Absolutely. That's why no readings are identical, because the cards are read in the context of the card before it, as well as the whatever is comes in. For me, I get ideas or thoughts or song lyrics or something to just bring that message through. And there's been times when I've said to someone, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but whatever comes out of my mouth, and it's because that's what needs to come through. So we both could look at like the Page of Swords, and yeah, we both know what the general message is, right? We both have the general idea of the card, but it may not mean that in the context of whatever readings we're doing. It may mean something totally different. So it's always about the interpretation of the energy, listening to what's coming through, which is the intuitive part and the main part of a reading, and then applying it to the situation that you're talking about, and making it for the querent or the person who's on the other side of the table with a question, giving them the message to find the relevancy for themselves. That's why I said in the others, I'm leaving that for you, because I'll leave that with you. That's the reading I got. I'm leaving it out there for whoever needs it. Take what serves you and leave the rest behind.
That's a great way of saying it. Yeah.
Mhm.
And when you're having a reading done, the reader, I don't know about you, Deanna, but I only have them ask one question at a time, because I can't ask a double barrel question to the universe, because there are so many different variables to both those answers.
Mm-hmm.
I will ask one. If somebody wants to know if they're going to be moving, I'll ask the universe. does does Mickey Mouse still live in Disneyland in 5 years? I'll ask them
Mm-hmm.
that question, and I'll get a yes or no kind of answer. Um, I didn't want to use anybody's name, and I'm sure that Mickey.
I think we understood what you meant.
See, I don't. I tell my querents, if you have a question, keep it in your mind. But the reason we're doing a reading is because for whatever reason the universe brought you to me, and because it has something to tell you. So you can hold a question in your mind, but be open to the fact that you might get an answer to a different question, or you might get advice on something that you weren't even thinking about until we start talking about it. So I prefer as little knowledge as possible from people. Like, I'll take their first name, I'll shake hands to establish the energy connection with the chakras. But usually I don't want them to say anything because I'm like, instead of us telling spirit what we want, let's listen to what spirit wants to say. So that's how I approach it. And again, that doesn't make either of our readings less valid. It means that we're individuals. And that's why, you know, when people go to psychic fairs and there's, you know, 5 or 6 psychics lined up in a row, you got to walk around and figure out which one you vibe with.
The
Mhm.
same
I
thing
was
picking a therapist, picking a psychic.
exactly
You have to jive with them. And
right.
like, I hesitated when Aliana gave me all that information because
Oh,
I don't usually get information like that. So to me, it sort of stuttered me into the reading.
that's okay.
Oh yeah.
But I can do readings that are tarot intuitive, and I will have done their chart. But there's so much information that the chart gives you. And that's why in my cards that I'm developing, they're going to be able to be read by intuitives, by astrologers, because each card, I'm sure your cards will tell you too, Deanna, that in certain cards you'll have um, the star signs, and so this one is
Yeah.
the Lovers card is Gemini, and I think that is some,
Twins.
yeah, but there's a planet in this card too.
I probably have it written on my card, but I never look at them anymore like that. So I don't know. And I've been shuffling my cards nonstop. The Lovers, you said?
Yeah,
Popped right out. Okay, what do we have here? Gemini, it's air. It is, according to what my card says, it's balance, home, responsibility. I don't know what else you were looking for on here.
The planet.
the planet. Let me see. So
Triangle with a line through it. I don't know if that's what planet that is or if that's something else. I don't know.
that's air. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like this other card, it's Saturn, and it's in um I'm having a blank. I'm having a blank. What's that at the bottom?
Can't see it.
Can't see it. Move over to your other side a little
your
bit
left.
towards your inner, towards your body. Yeah, a little bit more. I can't. I'm sorry. My screen is. I'm on my phone, so my screen's like this
I think
big.
it's
I can't
Libra.
see it either.
Okay.
So, so if I was an astrologer, which isn't really one of my strong points, because astrology has to be learned.
Yeah.
It's going to the books, it's remembering, because it is so old that it's already set in stone, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was looking at this card and I was an astrologer, I would see these two symbols. For instance, if it was Aries and Mars, okay, the card would be red.
Mm-hmm.
That is the color psychology, because Mars is the god of war, so it's quick actions. And what did I say? Mars and Aries?
Aries. Mm-hmm.
And Aries is the ram, or the ram, and they're always going head first.
Yeah.
So this would be somebody that moves.
I don't know nothing about that.
Huh.
Oh, yeah, miss. Oh, I forgot you are an Aries.
I don't know nothing about taking anything on head first. That's not me at all.
That's such an Aries thing to say. No.
Yeah. Trust me, I when it comes to that part of an Aries, through and through, I'm like, okay, so we got to tackle this. Let's go. And everybody else is like, but wait, and I'm already gone.
But you also have a Cancer moon, so Cancer is very caring, very family. you know, when your kids are growing up, you're very motherly. You carry your house around with you in your shoulder.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about again. Yes, I do. Actually, it's so interesting because whole nother digression. Let me tell you how much I am okay with my proverbial mother henness. Okay. Like I am so okay with that that we were having the conversation. Some friends and I were talking the other day, and we were talking about tattoos. And, because my skin is what it is, I've gained and lost weight a few times, right? And the skin doesn't, I always equate myself kind of like Oprah. You never knew what size I was going to be the next time you saw me,
Oh,
until I finally figured it out and leveled out. Yeah, go ahead.
so Flipper became Moby Dick. The dolphin called Flipper became Moby Dick.
I love you so much. Yes. Yep.
Funny.
But I was like, so I was telling her, I was like telling my friend, and I was like, look at all this blank skin. Look at that. So I've decided I think I want to get wings tattooed right here on my wings. So that way, everybody who I take under my wing, come on, that's how much
Cool.
okay I am with my mother henness, because, I do say that. I'm like, hey, come on, friend, let me take you under my wing,
Yes.
Well, why not go ahead and create them?
Yeah.
Why not? And this is the other thing. This is so much information. But the other thing I said, because we all know this because we're of this age, I turned to her because she's only like 20, well, a little over 20, but in her 20s. And I said, plus, if it's already here at this age, imagine, in 80 more years, what it's going to look like. So they'll just grow with me. Win wins.
That is funny.
And honest. You know why it's funny? Because it's honest, and it's weird, and it's a little awkward because, these are parts of our bodies that we don't really like. Like normally, if you got some sagging skin over here, the first thing is not to go and decorate it.
Right.
The first thing is to let's get rid of this. Let's hide it, whatever. But I'm over here like, you know what? This is who I am. Let me go ahead and embrace, what? I do love my mother henness. I'm okay with taking people under my wing. I still teach. And so I love that aspect of myself. And so this is my way of getting okay with the parts that, society tells us we should,
you could have an accordion, so that you tone up, it goes up. And when you're relaxed, it goes down.
But you know what? If it's a wing, it'll be like, it can do that too, it'll still, yeah. So see, there you go. Because sometimes a bird, we've all seen that when a bird expands its feathers and shakes it all out, Yeah.
Yes.
Boy, are we off topic.
I know, we're so off topic. But anyway, we're wrapping up anyway. All right, guys, we're at the end of our time here. If you're just now jumping in, sorry you missed it, but we will be back next month, the first Monday in March at 6:30 again, of course.
Also be the second, I think. It's March 2nd.
It is. It's the second.
Because February is the short month.
It'll be 3-2 instead of 2-2.
2-2-2-6.
2-2-2-6, 2-4-6-6.
That's today. So 2-2. So great.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will, like we said before, if you haven't joined us before, or if you already know this anyway, the bottom line is we are going to be here. Deanna and I will be with you once a month, hopefully with somebody else. If Sharon chooses to join us again, we'll appreciate that.
All the other months, we're still here. We're just over on YouTube, not live. Yeah. So we're all the other weeks. We put out a pod almost every week. So join us over there if you're not already there.
Maybe I can come back and talk about Reiki.
Oh, you're going to come back and talk about some Reiki.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you guys so much for having me on tonight. And if anybody wants to have a reading, my contact number is there on
All of your information will be listed in the show notes.
The
Yes,
show
it
notes.
will. Sharon, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Viewers out there, my goodness, thank you. You're the reason we do this. Mwah. Thank you so much.
And be blessed and be blessed and know that you're loved.
And be happy.
And be happy.
Just be happy. We'll see you all next time. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you.
Bye, guys.